Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear students, welcome you once again. This time I'm here to discuss the second chapter of the component of political science that's entitled as this federalism. That's entitled as the federalism. Before this, to jump to discuss certain aspects and the concept of this federalism, let's have a bit recapitulation of our chapter first, because I feel a sort of connectivity from the chapter first and the chapter second. The chapter first talks about this power sharing, because the very much a significant hallmark of the democracy where the powers are shared. Same is the case here when you talk about the federalism. So you will witness here certain examples, certain examples here as well, where you feel that the power sharing federalism they are sometimes are the same sides or two sides of the same coin. So dear friends, let's go ahead to define the term first of all, the federalism. The federalism is actually a Latin word. It's derived from a Latin word foedus, F-O-E-D-U-S. It's derived from the Latin word foedus, which means compact, convenient, or agreement. You can say that the meaning of the word literally is compact or convenient, or you can say the agreement as well. So the moment we are going to define the concept of federalism, so we can simply say it is a system of a government in which the power is divided between central authorities and the various constituent units of the country. So like you can say it is a political system in which two or more governments have the sovereignty over the same area or the people of the country. So this is the way we are defining the concept of federalism. Means it's not a type of government in which the power is separated, power is shared between the central and among the different units of the country as well. Now let's have a brief historical analysis of one country that's known as the Belgium, which I discussed within the chapter number first. What the people of Belgium did, they did the same process. They followed the same line of this system of the government, what we simply call the federalism. What they did in 1993, when they tried to give certain sort of an autonomy, certain sort of power to the regional units, they empowered them, they emancipated them, and by which we witnessed a wave of this prosperity and a democratic feeling and a sensation in the country that's known as Belgium, which was quite contrast in nature when it comes to this Sri Lanka. So dear students, let's talk about here the different the features of this the federal government, different features of it. The first thing is that we are having that it's having the two or more levels of the government. The federal government is every time based on the two or more than two-tier government. It can be union, it can be the state, it can be the local. So let's have a quick look at the screen. If you talk about it is the map of the United States. If you see at the government at national level, then at the state level as well, then at the local level. So here these are the three-tier government. One is national level, then the second one is state level, then the third one is the local level. So dear students, all the levels, whether it's national, state or local, they are enjoying their special jurisdiction. They have the special jurisdiction among the specific matters of the governance. Likewise, we are having the legislation, we are having the execution, we are having the taxation, we are having the administration. So all the three units, three entities, they are enjoying the separate jurisdiction. So next one is that the supremacy of the three jurisdictions, three entities, is absolutely paramount within them. So there is a supreme judiciary among the national level and a state level and the local level as well. So there are different provisions when it comes to the collecting the revenue for the country. So the different jurisdiction for the state level, national level and the local level as well, the separation as well. So now the question is that if sometimes the fundamental provisions of the constitution cannot be unilaterally changed by the one level of the government. So when there is some sort of the tie-like situation, the upper hand is every time of the nation. So the local government cannot change it at the cost of the sovereignty, as the cost of the national importance. Dear students, these were the certain objectives of this what I simply call this the federalism, which I was discussing to you people. So now let's see what are the two different ideal features, ideal aspects, which are very crucial for the institutions and practice of the federalism. It means that the moment governments at different levels should agree to some rules for the power sharing. They should also trust each other the moment while abiding the laws, while abiding the agreements. So the two elements which I found within this federal structure, that is the mutual trust, and the second one is agreement to live all together. It depends. It balances the exact balance of the power among the different organs of the government. Now the question is, how can this federation can be formed? How this federation can be balanced? It was discussed. Now how this federation can be bring into existence. So there are two kinds of the routes to me through which the federations have been formed till now. So if we are having a look here towards this United States of America, so we are having the different, this time the 50 states are within the United States of American the country. So all those 50 states, the moment the first route, which I should say, that involves the independent states to come together in their own to form a bigger unit, so that by pooling the sovereignty and retaining the identity, they can come together to make a strong center. We have witnessed the case in the United States, and we have witnessed the case in the Switzerland and Australia as well. So this is the one way. The second route is where the large country decides to divide the power among the different constituent states and the national governments. For example, if you take example like the India, we are having the Belgium, we are having the Spain as well. What they did, they divided the power, they segregated and separated the power among the smallest units to maintain the equilibrium, to run the country smoothly, to say goodbye to the identity crisis. So this is the way that power share, the federalism, where the government is trying to divide the power among the different levels, at center level, state level, and the local level as well, to run the democratic system smoothly. So dear students, it was a brief introduction about the concept of this federalism, how this federalism is one of the most hallmark characteristics of the democratic government. Let's have the different dimensions of the subtopics discussion on the among the different coming lectures as well, like how India is now one of the beautiful example of the concept of the federalism. So till then, you just stay connected and take care. Allah Hafiz.